to the Easter egg guide for Sker rituals, the Cursed Lands of Lavernock map. Start off, you're going to spawn in the old chapel. First step of the Easter egg is to leave the spawn room through either one of the doors. We chose this one. As soon as you do that, it will say that you need to sabotage. You need to destroy the 4 power generators in Lavernock Point. You go down these mountain trails, streams, whatever you want to call this. Go through this next door, and you'll enter into Lavernock Point here. Right when you come out this door, you'll see the first power generator. You need to just knife it, shoot it, destroy it. Head straight over to this next building. Right in the back corner is another one. Knife it, shoot it, however you want to destroy it. Head right back out, cross the way next to this well and staircase on our left. There's a third one. Knife it, shoot it, destroy it. And then over, before you get to the little bridge and doorway over here, you can turn around and you'll see the 4th one up against this wall of this house. Shoot it, destroy it, and then it will say you need to get to the underground chamber. Next, you go through this walkway. To the right, you'll have the graveyard, which is important later on. To the left, you have the farmlands, which is important for one of the cylinders as well. You head down to this little hut entrance. Walk downstairs to the next doorway. To activate the next step of the Easter egg, you need to make your way all the way down to the underground chamber, which is called the main chamber, I believe. Go through this laboratory area, through these permanently open doors. You'll eventually make your way to the doorway. Open up will reveal the upgrade machine room. Then you'll see this podium, and you'll need 4 cylinders for it. We opted to do the Medusa cylinder first, which you'll need to go up to the farmlands. You have to go up to the box in the middle, hit the activation button at the indicator. You have to kill 5 banshees. Once you're done with that, it will say to shoot the metal scarecrows with the thunderbolt. It's in the box, but you can also get it straight out of the box right there in the middle of the scarecrow field for 2,000. Once you acquire it, you go around and shoot the 4 metallic scarecrows. There are some that aren't metal. So you just have to walk around in the field till you find all 4 that are metal, shoot all 4 of them. Electricity will arc from them to the middle of the field. Once you shoot all 4, you'll hear activation. Walk down the stairs, and it'll say you need to shoot the electric cages with the thunderbolt. You go down to the laboratory room here. There will be 4 electrified cages that are closed on the ceiling, hanging down. They have health bars. You shoot them with a thunderbolt, and it will destroy the health bars that open up the cages. You do that for all 4 of them. Once you do all 4 of them, it says charge Tesla's coils to unlock the cylinder. You basically have to go sit inside this little ring circle highlight inside this room. Only 1 person has to be in there for max speed. Having 2 does make a difference as far as we saw. So 1 person could just run around the enemies while 1 other person sits in there and does it. Eventually you'll complete the progress for it, and electricity will shoot down from the ceiling in the middle of the room, electrifying the power cords on the ground that lead up the stairs to where the cylinder is locked behind a little cage holder, and it will unlock it, and then you can acquire the first cylinder, which will be the Medusa cylinder. Now that you have the first one, let's move on to the second. We opted to do the hero cylinder second. To start the hero cylinder, you have to head over to the morgue area, to where the furnace is. Once you walk up to, you hit the activation button. It says stand in the area to open the furnace. Same thing with the last part. You just stand in a circle. Only 1 person needs to, and the furnace will slowly open, revealing the coils and such. Once you do that, a blaze slinger, the magma guys who shoot out the fireballs and such, one of them will spawn in automatically, and you'll need to use it to power the furnace to ignite it. Basically, you need to aggro the blaze slinger and stand within the front of the furnace, and then dodge its attack while it's shooting at you, so it hits the furnace instead of yourself. You need to do that 5 times. Each shot, as you see, gives 20%. As we had issues with in my game, and he just decided to walk all the way over to me there. But I decided to walk to the furnace, and we got another hit. Eventually, you'll get 5, as you see. When you do that, then it will activate the next step, which is to add fuel to the fire. Basically, from now on, as you see, enemies will have a chance of dropping these intestine organs looking things. You'll need to collect 10 of them, put them into the furnace. Once you do that, it will activate the cage across from the furnace, unlocking the next cylinder, which is the hero cylinder. Now you have 2, let's move on to the third one. First, with this one, you need to walk up to the library. On this table, there will be a cross. You go up to it, hit your activation button, and then it will say you need to acquire the old lantern, which you go over to the graveyard right here, activate on this coffin. The skeleton rise up and hand you a lantern. Hit your activation button, you take it back over to the library. On the walls, when you walk close to them, it will reveal symbols in different places with numbers. Basically, you walk all around, you find the 4 symbols with the coordinate numbers, and you have to go over to this dial of cylinders on the wall here and turn it until the symbols are matched with the order of the numbers. 1 on the left, 2, 3, and 4 on the right. But once you put the 4 in the right order, the shelf will suspend back to a wall and over, revealing the next cylinder, which is the siren cylinder. You pick up, and then you have 3 out of 4. Now we can go on to get the final cylinder. You have to head up to the woodlands area where this demonic demon is sitting on top of this cage, the statue demon. It will say to find and destroy 4 statues around the area. Basically, these alternate being able to be damaged. Right now, this one isn't. It's really easy when they can be damaged. There'll be magma, like cracked magma rocks, as you see here in a second. That means you can damage them, shoot them as much as you can until you destroy all 4 of them in this manner. You just keep running around, you'll eventually get them all 4 destroyed. It can take a minute, depending on how lucky or unlucky you are and how many people are in your game. After you destroy all 4 of them, then it will say you need to crack the code. The code is corresponding with the cage in the middle and the symbols on them, on the cage and on the statues. You need to rotate the statues until the cage in the middle has 4 lit up symbols around it, corresponding with the symbols at the bottom of the statue that's pointed. Basically, you don't really need to know anything for a step. You just spin it till the cage in the middle, the symbol that you can see lights up, and that means you got it right. Move on to the next statue. Do that for all 4, then it will open the cage, revealing the lamb and letting the lamb be able to be escorted. You will then need to escort the lamb across the map. You have to follow it and just be near it to keep it progressing. We had 2 different escorts between the 2 times we did this Easter egg, so you can sometimes get lucky and it'd be fairly short walk. Sometimes you can get unlucky and it'd be a really long walk. You have to walk the lamb. Eventually we'll head back to spawn and eventually walk back into this statue that was right next to you when you spawned in. It's now open during the step, but walk in and then the lamb will disappear. Nevertheless, then you'll have to kill enemies within the radius of the statue. It takes about 100 enemies. Each enemy is about 1%, usually, from what we could tell. Once you do that, then you can head back to where the lamb walked in and pick up the 4th and final cylinder. Once you have all 4 cylinders, it says to put all cylinders in the podium downstairs. You put all 4 on there, activate each one of them, then the podium descends back down to the ground. And it will say you need to escort the siphoner into position. You basically have to go back over to the broadcast room. There will be a siphoner lit up. You have to rotate between killing enemies while standing in it and escorting it a quarter of the way around the room. Kill enemies, escort. Kill enemies, escort. Once you get done with each one of the areas that stops at, you'll then need to go back down to the main chamber door, and it'll say to open the vault door. All you need to do is have one of your players stand within this radius. You don't need to kill enemies, you don't need to do anything special. Stay in the radius, that will slowly open the door. As you see, it's slowly opening there on the right. Once you've gotten it all the way open, it will then say you need to walk downstairs to destroy 4 power cells. Basically, there will be 1 power cell in this machine area thing right here, exposed at any point. You go up to, you damage it, it will close off if you don't damage it enough time, and another one open. You just keep rotating it to destroy all 4. One thing to note here, it will then say that you need to go to the entrance downstairs. This is the part right before the boss fight. You need to try to be as ready as possible, have your weapons upgraded, get all your perks, have your miracles used all up, Have your cooldowns ready if you want to wait through them, because once you walk through this doorway, as you see, you can't come back out. You have to attempt the boss fight. To start the boss fight, all you need to do is to shoot him simply, damage him in some way, and it'll activate him. He only has 3 moves or 4 moves, I believe. One is to put down a mine on the ground, which you can then shoot to avoid the damage. Second one is a chain that pulls you towards him. Third one is a dash. As you see, it's kind of buggy. And another aspect of the fight is that every so often that portion of the floor will get like heated up looking. That means it can damage you. You want to avoid those sections of the floor. It rotates between different quadrants and halves of the floor. The only safe place is right in the middle. It never gets lit up. Eventually you will defeat Abraham after you do enough damage to him. And then you're able to go up to this case holding the God Killer. And if you haven't already done the hidden Easter egg, it won't show God Killer 3,500 points. That's just because we already did the Easter egg at this point. So once you destroy him, that's the end of the Easter egg. You can either opt to hold F on the red glowing orb at one side of the room to leave the level to finish the game, or you can go up to this machine and hold F, which is something you still want to do because that completes the Easter egg. You hold F and it spawns in the stranger to the right of the machine. But you should have already gotten the achievement for the main Easter egg if you just want to end it. But keep in mind, if you want to do the hidden Easter egg, you have to do the main Easter egg first as far as where. You can't just skip the steps and go straight to the hidden Easter egg. If you want to do the hidden Easter egg, the first step is to shoot the stranger standing next to the machine. He will then disappear, and then you'll have to hunt for him around the map. You can see him around the map, such as right above spawn here, but he also emits a radio wave sound, which you'll hear in a few clips here. You'll have to find 3 of them around the map. They all spawn at the same time as far as we know, unless the game was bugged out. But as far as we know, they all spawn at the same time. You go shoot them, he'll disappear. You have to do this for all 3 of them. Our second location is right here in the laboratory behind this wall. Shoot him, he'll disappear. Now on to our third location, which was in the farmlands off into the woods a little bit. As you see, it's kind of hard to see him, but he's right back there. Shoot him, then you'll hear a sound notification indicating that you have completed this step, and it's on to the next one. First, next step, you have to go back to the library, to this Medusa statue. You'll then see a sigil on the wall highlighted. But to start, you have to go up to the statue and hold F. When you go up to the statue and hold F, it'll then spawn in rats, piles of rats around the map. 1, 2, 3, and 4 rats. And the rats will have a glowing symbol next to them, which you'll see in these clips. I'll only show a few of our spots, but each one either has 1, 2, 3, or 4 rats correlating with the symbol. Once you find all 4 of your rats' locations, you head back behind spawn to this little chapel catacombs area. Then these statues will have Roman numerals and symbols on them. You'll need to rotate these cylinders to match the symbol with the number of rats you found. So if your 1 rat location had the cat, you'll need to rotate the 1 Roman numeral statue until the rat shows up.
But it is still faint.
After you do all 4, you'll hear an activation sound, and then you'll be met with the next part of the hidden Easter egg, which is to find these 5 power boxes around the map. These correlate with the lights above this gate at the end of the hallway. Once you shoot this first one, it will turn one of them green, as you see. The other 4 will be red. That indicates for the other 4 power boxes around the map. These are each of the locations as it follows. You need to go up to each one with the thunderbolt, shoot them with the thunderbolt. You have to shoot that first one with the thunderbolt. And if you do them all within a certain amount of time, you'll succeed at the step. If you don't, you'll hear this noise notification indicating you failed. But fret not, if you do fail, you can just go back and restart. Learn the path, learn what works best for you. Once you get it done though, it will open up the gate. After you have all 5 lights screen, all 5 generators power, the gate will open, revealing the Lammy, the demonic Lammy. This is the escort. You'll have to follow them. He can head through multiple paths as far as we are aware, but eventually they'll get to the sigil door, walk up to the door, and explode. But then you walk into the sigil door, walk down over here. Be aware, right when you pick up the sigil, lots of enemies will spawn. So be prepared to kill a lot of enemies. But you walk up to this little podium, the sigil's sitting right there, you click F. For me it was F, and you'll acquire the first sigil from the first hidden Easter egg. But you're not done yet. You have to kill these zombies to get out alive. And you head back over to the boss fight room where you killed Abraham the first time. Then you head down, you head to the boss fight room, and you go back to the God Killer case. And if you haven't done these, the sigil slots will be empty. You go up, you click F, and you'll insert the sigil into the first slot. And then you'll trigger the second boss fight to happen, which is just Abraham again with the same rule set, same abilities and everything. But you go through, you defeat him again. Once you do that, you'll hear some quote from the girl about the god killer, and then after she's done, you can go up to the red orb, click F, and you have completed the hidden Easter egg. I hope you found this video informative and helpful, and if you did, please hit the like button, comment your thoughts down below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye bye.